Welcome in, guys, to I preview every single NFL team for the 2023 upcoming season. We're still in the NFC East with the New York Giants. Now, you look at the New York Giants, especially last off season. They got Brian Daboll in from the Bills setup. He brought some from the Bills setup, and you look at this team now. On paper, this team wasn't the best, but Brian Daboll did the one thing you can see about a head coach. After the whole thing with Joe Judge and that dumpster fire of hiring somebody from the Bill Belichick hiring tree, from the loyalty tree. Yeah, that's worked out so many times in the NFL, but they finally go for Brian Daboll, his first head coaching job in the NFL, which was last year. In his first year with this Giants team that was mid, this was a mediocre Giants team. He got them to a divisional playoff game, and they beat the Vikings, and they lost to the Super Bowl runners-up, the Eagles. That was a pretty impressive. That was an impressive fucking 2022 season. He should have, he was doing great things with this Giants team. That again, this Giants team on paper was mid. He's doing it with Danny Dimes. Danny fucking Dimes is your fucking starting quarterback, man. But you look at this 2023 season, and I'm like, I look at them, again, the Giants needed a quarterback. I look at, we was talking a couple of days ago about the Cowboys. Why not go for Trey Lance? Like, I was thinking about other places he could go to. I'm like, yeah, like fucking New York, he'd be fucking great under Brian Daboll. He's worked on the young, he's great with the young players. He'd be great in New York. He can actually be the guy in New York because, again, Danny Dimes isn't the guy, turnover machine. He would have been great in New York. I still cannot wrap my head around, like, why the fuck would you go to the fucking Cowboys unless the Cowboys are offering you a shit ton of money, which, again, is okay, but you don't want to be the fucking second, you don't want to be, again, a backup quarterback again. You want to be the quarterback. That's why he should have gone to the Giants or Atlanta. But, again, he would have been great for the Giants anyway. You look at them in the draft. They know in the draft class they didn't go for a Will Levis. They passed on Will Levis. They passed on Anthony Richardson. They went for Deonte Banks, cornerback from Maryland. He looks pretty good. He's a good from this cornerback class. He is a good acquisition. Deonte Banks. He's a good addition from Maryland. I do like him. Then they get. A guy that I think he's a really good pick, but I think you look at this next pick that they had, and it was John Michael Schmitz. He's a corner from Minnesota. He's a really good corner. Like, he's got good footwork with his feet. He's good at combo tackling and stuff like that. He's a good addition, but again, that would be good if you had like a franchise quarterback. You really need that quarterback to really get on the place, but that was really good on the trenches that you actually got someone like John Michael JMS. That JMS was a good addition from Minnesota. Like, he's 23, 24. He's a good age. He's still, again, he's ready for the NFL level, but just kind of some things he needs to work on. But another addition I did like is Jalin Hyatt. Now, he was like a third or fourth down pick. He was from Tennessee. Again, you got this wide receivers class. People are going to talk about Jigbia, They're going to talk about Harrison. Talk about those guys. But you look at Jalin Hyatt, and he's a good addition. He's a really, again, I would say he's a second round pick in my opinion, but he went second, like in the third round. He's a good addition. He is a good hidden gem. I talked about hidden gems when I did my Steelers video a number of days ago, and talking about how Donnell Washington is a good addition. This, in a couple of years, could be a good steal. Especially if you get like quarterback in and you're throwing to Hyatt, and then you've got JMS protecting the quarterback as well. My God, like, you just think of what you're building with the Giants with these two additions, and you add the quarterback in. Then you add Eric Gray, who again I think can be a running back 2, running back 1 or 2 in my opinion, from Oklahoma. He's 24 years old. He's a good age at 24. Again, Some of these guys are here a bit later because again, just because of the whole eligibility with some of these guys that are older because of the pandemic. So he's a good addition to Eric Ray. And then we got Trey, Hawkins. I haven't seen any of this guy. But he's a defensive back again, he's going to help out with Devonte Banks in that cornerback in that defensive role. Then they got Jordan Riley, who's from Oregon. He's a defensive tackle. He's gonna help. He's gonna help again with Trey Hawkins. I've seen a bit of him. But again, the last draft pick that they picked up was Jarvis Owens. He's a safety from Wisconsin. He's not from Wisconsin, from Houston. He looks a good prospect. I think he's going to be kind of like a rotation option, more like a reserve player. If somebody is really injured in a safety linebacker position, you're going to bring in this guy, and he's going to be a good addition. Jarvis Owens, again, he's going to be like that rotation option. Free agency, who did they pick up on free agency? Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito. He was a undrafted quarterback, 25 years old. He's not going to be getting any game time. But again, you got Danny Dimes as a quarterback, so he could get some game time. Then Jameis Crowder, former. He's a wide receiver. Amari, he's a former cornerback from the Lions. So then you got Tommy Sweeney, defensive tight end from the Bills. Obviously, that you go back to the whole Brian Dabble connection here when he goes with Tommy Sweeney, tight end from Bills. Again, he's linking up with a former player, and then you get Darren Waller, tight end from the Raiders. Again, he could be an okay addition. Where do I think that the Giants will finish? Now, you look at the division. Philly probably going to win the division. Cowboys got some good additions. Commanders, I don't know the Commanders. I'm going to say if the Giants had a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, I would have said they can get second in their division. Because again, they can get second in the division. But I think they're just going to miss out on the playoffs this year, finish third, and hopefully 2024 they can get that quarterback in, and we can see what happens in year 3 with Brian Dabble. But I'm excited. Again, the Giants are getting some shit done. Brian Dabble, he looked good in his debut year. Let's see what he can do in his second year in the NFL.